Here at the fields outside Milford High School, Milford TV is proud to present this coverage of Milford High School boys soccer. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Coet here on the call, Rob O'Keefe on the camera, as we are set to bring you some Davenport Division action, getting down to the final days of this 2014 regular season for these boys soccer teams. And for Milford, they need every win that they can get the rest of the way if they hope to claw their way back into the playoff race, and not an easy task here this afternoon as they are set to take on the Foxboro Warriors, a team who currently shares first place in the Davenport Division standings with the Oliver Ames Tigers. So a true test for the Scarlet Hawks here this afternoon. We will have the start of the first half coming up next here on Milford TV. And we are underway here in Milford. The Scarlet Hawks controlling early. Again, they are looking for wins here at the end of the regular season. Looking to get back into the Davenport Division race. It has been just a struggle all the way through since those early days in the season. That 3-0 start feels like a long time ago, as Milford is currently in last place in the Davenport standings with an overall record of 4-7-2. And Foxboro, as I said off the open, sharing first place with Oliver Ames right now, 9-4 overall. They have already clinched a playoff spot, as have the Oliver Ames Tigers. Milford would like to do the same. They were a playoff team a year ago. Still in the opening minute of play here on Milford's home turf. The Scarlet Hawks did finally break their winless streak 2 games ago with a victory over the North Attleboro Rocketeers, but they unfortunately followed that up with another loss against Sharon in their most recent contest. That was 2 days ago. Foxboro a victory in their last game over Canton. That was just yesterday, so a little bit more rest for Milford coming into this game this afternoon. We'll see if that ends up playing a factor as the game goes along. It is absolutely ideal weather conditions here, a summer-like day once again into the later stages of October. 38 minutes and 23 seconds on the game clock, as Foxboro has extended this possession here in their attacking side. The ball ricocheting out of play. And last touch, it appears, by the Warriors. Out of bounds off of Cam Cass, one of the freshmen on this varsity squad for Foxboro. They have several. A goal kick here for the Milford Scarlet Hawks. Foxboro fighting hard for it. Trying to keep it in bounds on the far side. Again, Foxboro keeping it in deep. They look for the centering pass, but Milford is there to break it up. It goes out of play. Last touch by Milford. Last touch by Jonathan Torres, junior defenseman. And a toss in on the far side with still over 37 minutes to play. Foxboro used some second half magic to come away with that win yesterday over Canton. 3 goals all in the second half. This toss in comes in deep. The header chance for Foxboro, and the save made by De Silva. Just getting the fingertips on it, redirecting it up over the crossbar. A nice save by Mike De Silva to keep this game scoreless. A long toss in for Foxboro on that play, all the way in, right in front of the goal mouth, and a good opportunity for Foxboro. It results in this corner kick in from the near side. And Milford chooses to let it roll across the goal line for a goal kick. So Foxboro with the first scoring chance of the game. We've seen a lot of Foxboro High School over the last week, with the Milford football team traveling to Foxboro last week, a game we were happy to bring you here on Milford TV. It's up for viewing right now. Check our programming guide at milfordtv.net/programming. As that one came in quickly from Juan Quintero, sliding out to make the save was Foxboro's Clay Leopold. Junior goalkeeper for Foxboro. The Warriors just keeping that one in play. You can see good movement and good confidence early from Foxboro. They've had a very strong offensive attack over the course of this regular season, a total of 34 goals scored on the season. Their leading point scorer on the season, Brian Bartolotti, with 7 goals, 11 points in all. Bartolotti, one of the captains, along with Riley Fleck. Milford sends this one back in on the attacking side with just over 35 minutes to go in the first half. Cleared back out by Foxboro. Back out to midfield now, played by Matthew Fornicari for Milford. Now Foxboro, a good lead pass up the far side. Played ahead by Devontae Teixeira. Now the chance on net, the first save made by De Silva, but the second chance goes in. De Silva looked like he may have lost his balance. Made the initial save, actually turned away towards the net, but the second chance went in. So Foxboro, just over 5 minutes in, takes the early 1-0 lead. Scoring with 34-33 to go. Now Milford will look to respond. Hawks really can't afford to fall too far behind early in this game. Their offenses at times come at a premium. 4-goal game back towards the beginning of the season. Other than that one game, they have scored 2 goals or fewer in all of their other games. Foxboro playing it ahead here, looking to get the breakaway chance, but a nice heads-up play by Fornicari to deflect it out of play. Foxboro will get the toss in deep on their attacking side. First retrieving the loose ball. Toss in will come from Bartolotti, number 9, the senior. Sends it in deep on net, looking for the header chance. Right on the money to Anthony Barrera. Could not direct it in. Still 1-0 Foxboro. The goal kick coming up for the Scarlet Hawks. Straight line kick straight up that far side, eventually deflects out of play. Instead, the free kick coming up for the Scarlet Hawks. Taken by Luis Gonçalves. Juan Quintero trying to play it between 2 defenders. Over trying to control. Good tight defense by the Warriors. Milford just floats it back towards the middle of the field. There was Michael Haver. Now it's Quintero. Quintero towards net, a save made. And it deflects out towards the far corner. Now back in, and another save made by Leopold. A nice sequence by Milford, a couple of looks on net. But not able to break through. Foxboro now back up the other side of the field. Now looking to make something happen near that far side corner. Milford able to get there. They clear it back as far as center. Deflected towards Quintero. He just couldn't get there in time. ends up out of play. So hugging the near sideline. Milford tries to keep it in. Looked like Quintero touched it just before it went out. Indeed, he did. And a quick toss in by Jeff Mello, the sophomore for Foxboro. Again, a lot of underclassmen represented on this Foxboro roster. An indication that they will be a force to be reckoned with in the Hockomock League for the next several years to come. Milford trying to control, trying to keep that in bounds. They do. It hugs the line towards the corner, but Foxboro clears it out as far as midfield. Let's see Foxboro playing some very tight defense in close to every Milford player here on Milford's attacking side as we come down now 10 minutes deep into this match. Milford taking on Foxboro. Foxboro already with a goal in this first half. They lead it 1-0. You mentioned Milford with a very, very thin margin for error the rest of the way if they hope to make a repeat appearance in the MIAA tournament. They can't afford to lose any more than one game the rest of the way. Milford saves that chance on net for Foxboro. Ball rolling free up the far side. It will end up out of play. It will stay Foxboro ball. Head coach for Foxboro is Patrick Nash. Assistant coach John Gibbs. Jim Assam, the head coach for the Milford Scarlet Hawks. Again, the ball will make its way out of play, staying Foxboro possession. 28:42 to play in the first half. Now another long toss in for the Warriors. Directed towards net, but cleared out again by Gonsalves. Not all the way out. As Foxboro regroups, Riley Fleck. And then a long shot from Bartolotti. Wide to the right of the net. A deep drive, more than 20 yards out from Fleck. Plenty on it, but offline. Later on in the broadcast, we'll give you a full breakdown of the standings for both the Davenport and Kelly Rex divisions in the Hockomock League. As again, we've only got about 2 weeks to go in the regular season. It has really flown by. Football in particular, just 2 more regular season games to go before playoff teams are decided this fall season. Going by in a hurry as usual. Certainly doesn't feel like fall out there today. 27 minutes to go in this first half. As Milford will get the free kick in good position. Gustavo Morato to take the kick. Bends it in towards net. No one there to redirect. It ends up out of play, and it will be a goal kick for the Warriors. Missed opportunity for the Scarlet Hawks. Juan Quintero continues to be the leading scorer for the Scarlet Hawks. 5 goals on the season, 3 assists for a total of 8 points on the year. Milford ended up playing a pretty exciting game back 2 games ago. Back on October 7th against North Attleboro, a 2-1 victory in which Justin Borges netted the game winner with just 5 minutes to play. A win that broke an 8-game winless streak. They had gone 0-6-2 in that time frame. And for Coach Assam, it's been a little bit difficult to pinpoint what the problem is. A lot of good goal scorers on this team, just for one reason or another, they haven't been able to put it together. Certainly the absence of one of their captains through the middle part of the season, Kevin Ribeiro, has not helped their offensive cause. Milford will keep possession here, 25-15 on the game clock. As again, it looks like it will be Morado to take the kick from just inside that 25-yard line. Milford getting themselves set up. Straight line kick just off the corner of the goal, and it bounces over and out of play. And that's just the kind of luck that Milford has had throughout this season. Right off that corner where the crossbar hits the right post. A few inches difference and it would have been the game-tying goal for Morado, instead of goal kick coming up for the Warriors. So we tick down towards the midway point in this first half. Again, Foxboro leading the game 1-0.
There you go, Kevin. Way to be there.
Morado keeps it in, gets it ahead to Juan Quintero. Quintero trying to get around that defender, doing some fancy footwork. 3 defenders surround him, and just to get it away to Michael Haver, who tries for the centering pass. It is blocked away, as Foxboro really has Quintero and Haver pinned down in the corner, committing 5 defenders. The ball ended up ricocheting out of play. Clock right now stopped with the injury timeout. We'll take the timeout as well. Stay tuned to coverage of Milford High School soccer here on Milford TV. Both sides getting set up again after the injury timeout. It was Gustavo Morado, the junior, who was down for several minutes after that last play, eventually helped off by his teammates, now on the bench. But a corner kick coming up for the Hawks, and into the game, the freshman Iago da Silva. You'll recall Iago had a pair of goals in the last game we brought to you in its entirety here on Milford TV. That was against Taunton last week. And 3 goals to start off his varsity campaign. Has cooled a bit since. We'll take the kick from the near corner, up and over everyone. Borges trying to track it down in play. He does. Gets it around one defender, and Milford will try to reset here at the top of the box, but Foxboro gets the clear. Rolling out of play, close to midfield. 23 minutes and 33 seconds left on the game clock for this first half. As Milford tosses it back into play. Foxboro, though, able to corral it, looking to advance now past midfield. Da Silva in tight, trying to keep that one in, but Foxboro able to get it in on the attacking side before it bounces out of play. Borges can't make the move to split the 2 defenders. Now it's Foxboro on the move with, once again, Brian Bartolotti in on the action. Bartolotti will get the toss in. Milford at 4-7-1 overall on the season. You need to get to that 500 mark to qualify for the playoffs. 5 games to go on the regular season, including this one here this afternoon, so it will just be 4 more by the time we finish up here today. A deep toss in. Handled at the top of the box, back into the near corner now, looking for Jeff Mello. A no-look pass in towards Bartolotti. A lot of space in the box for Foxboro, but Milford able to clear it away. Now here's Quintero trying to use his speed up the near side. And you can see Foxboro respecting the abilities of Quintero, committing a lot of defenders anytime he has the ball on his foot. The toss in from Anthony Mazzini. Comes back to Borges. Borges with the long kick in from midfield. Here's Iago da Silva. Gets around his man. Now back to Borges. But Foxboro gets the clear. Haven't been a lot of opportunities for Milford at close range to the net. Good strong defense here early on for Foxboro. Foxboro is only allowed a total of 19 goals on the regular season, an average of just 1.4 goals allowed per game. Very stingy defense, a good goalkeeper. Now here's Borges, and just wide to the right. But a good sign to see Milford taking those shots. One of their issues in the game last week against Taunton, just looking for that perfect shot. Sometimes you just need to think a little less and just let it fly. A lot of times, good things will happen. We're about to reach the halfway point in this first half. On the game clock, 20 minutes now have elapsed. As the ball comes floating out of play here on the near side, it is still a 1-0 lead for Foxboro. They got that one goal just 6 minutes in. This ball takes a bounce deep into the near corner on the Foxboro side, but ends up out of play. It will get set up for a corner kick. Number 16, Anthony Barrera, the sophomore, will take the kick. Tough sun coming from this side. Da Silva shielding his eyes. That one came in on a line right in front of Da Silva, but takes the ricochet out towards the far side where it is quickly gotten to by Milford. And now they'll just send it deep down the far sideline. Da Silva can't get there. Jeff Mello gets the clear. Play back out to midfield with 18:50 left on the game clock. First half action. It's Foxboro's Joey Morrison, a freshman standout. Taking it in deep, dumps the pass off, but getting there first was Michael Haver. When these two teams played earlier this season, it was a 6-2 victory for the Foxboro Warriors.
Good step. That's the one, Mike. That's a good step, Mike. White throw, guys. Where we going?
17:58 on the game clock as Milford will toss it back in.
Go with them.
Looking for Quintero, he gets to it. Now it's Da Silva, creates a little space, dumps it into the corner for Haver. Haver can't stay with it. Back to midfield for Barrera. Barrera dumps it back to his D. You can hear from Coach Assam, too much space. You could see a clear lane ahead for Barrera. Silva in a foot race now with Robbie Lowy, junior defenseman. The ball ends up out of play and completely off the field. Again, 6-2 the final score when these two teams played up in Foxboro earlier this year. That was back on September 17th. Morrison, Bartolotti, both with 2 goals apiece. Devontae Teixeira and Anthony Barrera each with a goal as well in the game. So again, just a lot of weapons in this Foxboro attack. 16 minutes and 25 seconds on the game clock now as Foxboro will have a chance to send this kick back downfield. Foxboro sneaking one past Mike Da Silva earlier in this half. Mike has also made one very nice save. We talked about it on our last broadcast. Goalkeeping is really one of the premier strengths of the Hockomock League this season. Seven goalies right now in the Hockomock League with goals against averages under 2, and 2 with goals against averages under 1. James Frederick of Franklin with a .37 goals against average. Cam Mullins of King Philip with a .88 goals against average. Both of those teams, of course, in the Kelly Rex division. Coming down now to 15 minutes on the game clock for this first half action. Tim Coet on the call for Milford TV. Bringing you this presentation of Milford Scarlet Hawks boys soccer. Corner kick from the far side coming in for Foxboro. It has really felt like they have controlled play here for most of the first half. This one bending in, looking for the header out of Teixeira, but he could not get there. Just goes out of play. Last touched by Foxboro. So Milford survives that scoring chance for the Warriors. They just feel like a team right now, the Milford Scarlet Hawks, that need some sort of confidence boost. I think many of them expected the season to go the way it did. I spoke to Coach Assam as well as Juan Quintero before the season started. A lot of optimism about this upcoming season. And again, still time to turn it around. Still plenty of time to turn it around in this game, trailing by 1 goal with still over 13 minutes to play in this first half. As it is Da Silva, along with Marcello Pano on the far side. Back out towards midfield. Milford fighting to keep it in. A couple of headers out of Matthew Fornicari. And now it's John Martins fighting for it on the far side. Iago Da Silva. Back to Fornicari, who sends it across the field, looking for Michael Haver, and now Justin Borges taking his time. Getting it to Quintero. And that pass broken up by Foxboro.
Way to win it back, Matt.
Milford trying to get organized, trying to set something up on the offensive side, but finally Foxboro is able to get the clear. No shots on that possession from Milford. This ball stolen by Martins. And now the whistle comes right around midfield, going against the Warriors. De Silva now looking to push the tempo. He gets this one ahead to Quintero onside. Now Quintero locked up with a defender, taking his time, and now that one poked out of play. Sean McNamara staying with Quintero. That's a nice long-range kick from De Silva, and a nice job by Quintero to stay on sides. Just could not get the angle for a shot. And now Foxboro a chance to get ahead in numbers. Picking up the pace, Joey Morrison. Morrison around one defender, tries to take the shot. Now here's Bartolotti, and his shot is blocked. And another whistle goes against Foxboro. Down to 11 minutes to play now. Milford again trying to get the rush upfield, catching the Foxboro defense before they're set. And out of play at midfield. About to enter the final 10 minutes of this first half. Just one goal to speak of to this point, and it belongs to the Warriors. Dumped in into the near corner now. Up over the head, the pass looking for Devontae Teixeira. Teixeira stays with the play. Over to the far side, gets it back to AJ Bubenchik. Teixeira again, but Borges is there to break it up. Head to Marcello Pano. You can hear Coach Assam imploring his team to use their speed to get upfield. A lack of communication on the Milford side with just single digits left on the game clock, 9:30 to go before we reach the intermission. Another long toss in from Jeff Mello. Knocked out of play, last touched by Foxboro. Jordan Dagrin, the sophomore, disagreeing. This one into Hiago De Silva. De Silva wants it back. Now it goes to Borges. Borges just lofts it up towards goal, shaken up a bit afterwards. Now back to his feet. The save made again by the Warriors. Not quite the play they wanted. But a little bit better of an offensive effort out of Milford here in these final minutes of the half, looking to finish out strong, trying to get that equalizer. Again, this Foxboro offense, you cannot expect for just one goal to remain in their column. Quintero lofts another shot, this one up over the goal and out of play. They had a lot of opportunities to score more than the 3 goals they ended up with in their game yesterday against Canton. They couldn't finish off chances in the first half. But they were able to make the adjustments at halftime. You have to imagine they'll make similar adjustments here. Watching the Milford defense operate through this first half. In the meantime, Foxboro calls the timeout here with the clock stopped now at 7 minutes and 54 seconds to play in this first half. We will take the timeout as well. Foxboro with a 1-0 lead over Milford here on coverage of high school boys soccer on Milford TV. Back out of the timeout now. Under 8 minutes left in this first half. Foxboro with the 1-0 lead as they again bring it in deep to their attacking side. Poking it out of play was Fornicari. It'll be a toss in coming from Bartolotti. One of the top scorers in the Hockomock League, but the corner kick comes right into Mike Da Silva. Secures the grab, and now we'll look to send it deep for the Hawks, looking for an offensive surge here in the late stages of the first half. That one aimed towards Quintero. He couldn't get there. And now it will roll its way out of play. Last touch by Milford. There's Bartolotti. Gets it around Justin Borges. Ball rolls free past midfield. And now Borges again looking for Quintero. Hard contact between Quintero and Sean McNamara as the ball went out of play. No whistle. Now the deep toss handled by Bartolotti. Gets a clean pass ahead to Morrison. Morrison still with it. Defense struggling to get the clear. They're able to get it out to Justin Borges. Again, can't get the full clear, but the ball ends up out of play off of Foxboro. But Milford can't control after the toss, as we come down to 6 minutes left on the game clock. A good crowd assembled here at the field to take in this game, some of which consists of the field hockey teams, which will take the field a little bit later in the evening. But a lot of fans showing up too, looking to get outdoors and take advantage of an unseasonably warm fall afternoon. Milford fighting to keep this one in. Borges trying to get around a couple of defenders. He does, takes the shot, but up and over the goal and out of play. Borges right now, you can tell, has the most confidence, and he is ready to pull the trigger on the offensive side when he gets a look on net. Frustrated with himself right there. He knew he had a good look. I mentioned Borges scored that game winner against North Attleboro 2 games ago. Borges overall on the season with 4 goals scored, no assists. Goal kick for Foxboro, it's short. Borges is there again along with Iago Da Silva. The two go back and forth. Now out on the wing for Quintero. Bounces it off of Sean McNamara. Out of play. McNamara's been defending Quintero throughout most of this first half. Here's Quintero. Looking for that angle, he can't get it. It ends up out of play. It will be a corner kick for Milford with under 4 minutes on the game clock, taken by Iago Da Silva. Foxboro can't hold on to the save. Goalie almost coming out of position. He's able to recover. Another centering pass from Milford. Deflected out. Tracked down by Mazzini. Milford will look to set up another chance. They had the goalie out of position as he looked to make the save right off the corner kick. Let it slip through the fingers. And then got caught pretty far out to the right of the net. Milford will get the toss in here. Looking energized in these final minutes. Trying to break through on the scoreboard. They trail 1-0. This ball cleared back out to midfield. Still in play now. Out of play right in front of the Foxboro bench. It will be Foxboro ball. Directed out again. Still possession goes to the Warriors. Creative pass up ahead for Joey Morrison. Goal kick now for Milford. The only goal of this half scored just 6 minutes in. Foxboro scoring off of a rebound chance. Here's De Silva. Mazzini can't break it through. The defense of Foxboro goes out of play. Milford will keep possession as we are now under 2 minutes to go. So from here we will wait for the whistle to signal the end of this first half. Milford trying to feel a little of that desperation in these final minutes as the Foxboro keeper comes out right towards the edge of the box to make the sprawling save. Play ping-pongs back and forth at midfield, now into the Foxboro attacking end. Here's Bartolotti just keeping that one in. Centers it up for Barrera. Now across to the far side. Foxboro looking to close out this first half, holding on to the lead. It's Bartolotti again, but Milford is there again. Dangerous territory for Milford here. Now this one deflects away. De Silva trying to use his speed, but can't get around Sean McNamara. Milford regroups at midfield, dumps it in now. Here's De Silva, can't settle it down. Into the corner it goes. Out of play, it will be Milford ball with just moments to go in this first half. This could be the last scoring chance for Milford before the break. Big free kick coming up here, taken by Iago De Silva. The freshman sends it high, just up over the reach of Marcello Pano, and that will be it for the first half. That one elevated just a little too much. So Milford cannot score here as the first half comes to a close, so Foxboro will take the 1-0 lead into halftime. Both sides will talk things over. They'll look to make some adjustments, and then we will be back for the start of the second half right after this. You're watching coverage of Milford High School boys soccer right here on Milford TV. Welcome back into Milford High School, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Coet on the call as Milford TV brings you this coverage of high school boys soccer. Foxboro leading this game over Milford by a score of 1-0. The goal scorer in the first half for Foxboro was their leading goal scorer, Brian Bartolotti, scoring his 8th goal of the season.
We'll be right back.
Milford will now be attacking from left to right across your television screens in the second half action. Foxboro with the early attack. It's Bartolotti out on the far side working again.
We'll be right back.
De Silva able to get a partial clear, looking for Quintero. And now out of play along the far side. We mentioned we would bring you the up-to-date standings as of today in the Hockomock League. We'll do so momentarily as Foxboro gets the toss in on the far side, but the ball ends up out of play again. It is Foxboro in a tie for first place with Oliver Ames. Foxboro with an overall record of 9-4-0. Oliver Ames 7-3-2. Both have clinched playoff spots. Sharon comes in third place with an overall record of 5-3-4. Canton also above the 500 mark at 6-5-2 overall. Then it's Stoughton at 6-6-1. And then Milford rounding out the standings at 4-7-2. So if the playoffs were to start today, Milford would be the only Davenport team out of the mix. Milford will get the toss here on the near side. Moved forward by Marcello Pano, but out of play again. This one bounces up into the stands. Over in the over in the Kelly Rex division, only one team has sewn up a playoff spot so far, and that is the Franklin Panthers. Last year, Franklin through the regular season an impressive 13-2-5. They have had another very good season, leading the way in the Kelly Rex at 9-1-4 overall. As this ball gets deflected back towards midfield, will it stay in? No, it will not. Out of play as it bounces just past midfield. Once again, possession stays with Foxboro. Now Milford and Anthony Mazzini trying to settle it down. Hard kick out towards midfield, but gobbled up there by Robbie Lowy. Now here's Iago da Silva. Back to Fornicari, who moves it along the far side. Long pass looking for Marcello Pano. Now here's Iago da Silva, who just lets it fly, but well up and over the net. Scoreboard currently blank. We'll give you an updated run time for the second half as soon as that scoreboard is functional once again. A goal kick coming up here for the Warriors. Justin Borges was able to get a foot on it, but couldn't settle it down. Now out of play again. Milford recruiting some young help along the sidelines to corral these loose balls for the second half. Milford again looking to break it out of their defensive side of the field, but not having a lot of success. This one will roll out of play prior to that far corner. And this will be Milford ball. Again, you can hear the commentary from Coach Assam on the sidelines. Looking for his team to be on the move with this toss in. Da Silva was able to bring it past midfield, but again deflected out of play. We've seen the ball out of play as much as it's been in play in these early stages of the second half. The field now completely in shadow as the sun now starts to set. It was very warm here on the field at the start of this game, but now with the sun past the tree line and a little bit of a breeze picking up, it's cooled off some. Here's Da Silva now. Just couldn't get that one quite settled. Scoreboard still inactive. Looks like they're trying to troubleshoot down at field level. Meantime, this ball in on Da Silva. Mike Da Silva able to scoop it up. It is a 1-0 lead for Foxboro. Still in the first 10 minutes of this second half action. Toss in on the attacking side for Milford. They get it to Borges. Borges with 3 defenders to get around. Dumps it off to Pano. Back to Borges all the way in the corner. Now lofts it up towards net. Send it back into the corner, but now Borges loses control. Borges and Pano both working hard. and Foxboro flicks it out of play all the way into the woods. Milford keeps possession, but Foxboro continues to keep them pinned down to the near sideline. Another toss in will come, courtesy of John Martins. Martins gets it right back. Now the line drive pass to De Silva. Let it rebound away a little too far. Still possession with the Scarlet Hawks. Now De Silva with the pass across field, trying to create some space. But that pass ends up with the Warriors, and now the Warriors with some speed upfield. Now a race towards the corner, and just able to direct that one away was Luis Gonçalves. So all kinds of time over on their attacking side, but no shots on net for the Scarlet Hawks. And we may very well be without the services of the scoreboard throughout this second half, so it will be up to the officials to keep tabs on how much time remains in the second half action. Corner kick for Foxboro from the far side. Milford able to clear it back. Here's Iago De Silva. Around one man. Milford has some space. Good centering pass to Borges, but flicked away. Borges maybe with just one step too many to settle that one down. A lot of contact on that last play. You can hear the fans screaming. Free kick for Milford. Gonçalves. Right to Foxboro. No Scarlet Hawks players in the neighborhood. Jonathan Torres trying to do what he could at midfield. Barrera bringing it ahead for the Warriors, now dumping it off to Bartolotti, who has the only goal in this game to this point. More time being taken to put a fresh ball into play. It will be a corner kick for Foxboro. As we are into second half action here at Milford High School between the Scarlet Hawks and the Foxboro Warriors. Corner kick on the way. Knocked down right in front of the goal mouth for Foxboro, but cleared away by Milford. De Silva sends it ahead, but nobody there but the Warriors D. This one knocked back to Mike De Silva. Tosses it up ahead to John Martins, but Foxboro dumps it back in. Deep down into the near corner, but two Warriors players in pursuit, along with Marcello Pano. Result in a goal kick for the Foxboro Warriors. Last year, Foxboro ended the regular season one game under 500, missing out on the playoffs, but they will be in the playoff tournament this time around. A much improved team. Again, we talked about all of the scoring threats. Bartolotti with 7 goals on the year, Devontae Teixeira with 7 goals on the year, Anthony Barrera with 3, Riley Fleck with 2. All amongst the top 25 points scorers in the regular season in the Hockomock League. Right Now Damian Kozak of Canton is the overall leading goal scorer with 16. Impressive year for the Canton Bulldogs player. 16 goals to go along with 4 assists for an even 20 points so far on the regular season, with still a handful of regular season games left to go. Deep in on net here for Milford, but the save made, a player down, play continuing. Now they will have the stoppage, but the player back to his feet. The official making sure Juan Quintero is all right. Indeed, he appears to be right back now into the play. And now the kick for Foxboro. Still unsure of the time remaining in this game. But the score remains unchanged, just the 1 goal in the first half for Foxboro. And you have to wonder if all of the respect that Milford is giving Foxboro and their offensive capabilities, that they've maybe overcommitted themselves to defending and haven't committed themselves enough to getting that good attack offensively. We'll see if that shifts at all as we get deeper into the second half. Kick being set up here by Luis Gonçalves, the junior. Low to the ground. Fornicari gets to it. Now the pass to Borges, a little bump. Looked like it came from Joey Morrison onto Justin Borges as that ball went out of play. Did not go unnoticed by the official. Borges' kick headed away by Jeff Mello. Ball rolls out on the far side. Getting towards the middle stages of this second half. Foxboro looking to sweep the regular season series against Milford here in 2014, winning the game earlier this year. It was a different story back in 2013. These two teams playing each other twice last year. They played to a 1-1 draw in their game here in Milford. In Foxboro, Milford was able to come away with the 1-0 victory. Standout senior on last year's team, Justin Assam, scoring the goals for Milford in each of those games against Foxboro a year ago. Devontae Teixeira, who has become a solid offensive contributor to this Foxboro team this year, he had the lone goal for Foxboro in the game in which they tied, and that was Teixeira's first varsity goal. Again, he has certainly found a niche in this Foxboro offense since then. Good pass ahead to Iago da Silva, just wide to the right. And you can see the frustration, the best look Milford has had all game. A terrific pass in from the far side. It looked like the pass came from Juan Quintero. Da Silva in good shooting position, taking aim at that upper right corner, but just wide. Iago da Silva continuing to fully adjust himself to the varsity level. He's had his ups and downs here over these last 2+ weeks since he has been on the varsity team. But he is no doubt going to be a player to watch for these next several years. A lot of talent already displayed in just his freshman year. Toss in for Milford. Short range into Michael Haver. The kick awarded to Milford, taken by Quintero. He hustles up, looking for Marcello Pano. Pano's header deflects over the goal line. Try to keep our ears peeled to the field to give you an indication of the time remaining here in the second half. As the scoreboard has become inactive here for half number 2. Foxboro with the 1-0 lead in this Davenport Division showdown. Foxboro breaking through, the shot on net coming from Devontae Teixeira, but the save made by Mike Da Silva. Milford with 3 more Davenport Division games on their schedule. We'll next play here at home against Canton on the 21st before visiting Oliver Ames on the 24th, Stoughton on the 27th, and then they will return home to close out their regular season schedule against a non-conference opponent in Sutton High School. That will actually be a varsity boys and girls soccer doubleheader day. Milford again streaking on net, but could not get the ball in proper shooting position. Fornicari keeps it in. Now here's John Martins. Martins loses control. Teixeira sends it up ahead for Bartolotti. Right up the middle of the field. Muscling it ahead was Morrison. Now Teixeira all the way from the near sideline, sends it across for Cam Cass. Foxboro tries to dump it back in deep, but too deep, and it crosses the goal line. A goal kick for the Scarlet Hawks.
Next one, Mike. Come on. Next one goes in. Let's go.
And again, we would estimate we are right around midway through this second half. It's been pretty steady play, not any stoppages, certainly none for goal scoring. There have been no goals scored so far in this second half. It remains 1-0, Foxboro with the lead. Toss in looking for Quintero. That tends to be the play. They like to get it to number 10 off those sideline toss-ins. Foxboro carrying all the way into the far corner. Again, it was Brian Bartolotti, one of the 2 Foxboro captains. 4 captains on the Milford side. Mike Da Silva, Justin Borges, Juan Quintero, and Kevin Ribeiro. 2 juniors and 2 seniors. Foxboro setting up for yet another corner kick. On the way. The header from Bartolotti, the save made by Mike Da Silva. And now looks to hit Quintero out in space. Almost getting around the defender. But that one poked out of play. It will stay Milford ball. Torres gets tripped up. Martin's there to back it up. Here's Da Silva. Da Silva using some creativity to keep control of that one. Now here's Borges, who was able to stick it, but Foxboro then gets the steal. Not a lot of whistles. You can see that these refs have been willing to let some of the physicality go throughout this game. It's at times drawn the frustration of both coaches. They ruled a corner kick. Milford wanted that one ruled last touch by Foxboro, but it will be, looks to be Anthony Barrera who will take the kick this time from the near corner. Time continuing to tick down here in the second half. Exactly how much time remains is shrouded in mystery. Adds to the excitement of this division rivalry. It remains a one-goal game. Nothing doing off of the corner kick for Foxboro. Aver couldn't settle it. Foxboro sends it too hard all the way back to Mike DeSilva. DeSilva directs traffic. Now lets a deep kick fly, looking for Iago DeSilva. Foxboro sending it back around midfield. And now it's Bortolotti in a foot race up the far sideline with Luis Gonçalves. Gets around Gonçalves. Looks for the centering pass. Now the shot and the save made by Mike DeSilva. The rebound chance up over the crossbar. But the real prime chance came for Riley Fleck. A close call for the Scarlet Hawks, but it stays 1-0. We've seen the storyline unfold on the Milford side at times this year, getting the early goal to take the lead, but not being able to tack on, eventually allowing their opponent to have some late life and come back and earn the tie or the victory. So Milford hoping to flip that script on Foxboro here. We've seen Foxboro with several good looks, but they've so far only been able to get the one goal to show for it. And now a Foxboro player shaken up. And we will take the injury timeout with Foxboro leading 1-0 here on high school boys soccer coverage on Milford TV. Coming back now out of the injury timeout, Anthony Barrera, the one shaken up on that last play for Foxboro. It has incited strong reactions out of the fans who have not been too keen on the contact. This ball scooped up by the goalkeeper, Mike DeSilva. As we start to get towards the later stages of the second half action. Iago DeSilva tripped up. And Foxboro back on the move. Bodies continue to fly towards the turf. That time it was Torres for Milford, along with Jordan Dagrin for Foxboro. The result, a free kick for the Warriors. Jeff Mello sends it ahead into the pile. Milford able to get to it first. Headed down by Sean McNamara. Milford able to get the clear. Anthony Barrera now on his feet as the Milford training staff over to attend to him on the sidelines. Free kick for the Scarlet Hawks. Fleck intercepts the kick, sends it back ahead for Bartolotti. Bartolotti back towards the middle of the field, sends the pass right to Justin Borges. Borges trying to get the pass, the leading pass ahead to Juan Quintero, but Foxboro intercepts. Riley Fleck again, the captain, makes one move around a defender. Here's Dagren, back out for Joey Morrison. Now here's Bartolotti. Bartolotti looking for Dagren, who was there at point blank. It ends up past Dagren, but in the back of the net. Third time's a charm on that possession for Foxboro, as they take the 2-0 lead. A big goal as we get deeper into this second half. Foxboro now up 2-0. Milford will really need to try to take some chances here on the offensive end, trailing now by a pair. At midfield, it's Haver trying to get it to Iago da Silva. Deflected away by Robbie Lowy. The whistle goes against Foxboro. Matthew Fornicari setting it up. Over the head of Quintero. Zini tries to send it back in. Quintero in on that play, going down after the contact was McNamara for Foxboro. Gets the whistle. Milford player goes down on the other side of the field. Tripped up was John Martins. The whistle's coming a little more frequently deeper here in the second half. Here's Gonzalez. Silva with the initial contact. Off that free kick, it goes out of play, stays Milford ball. Borges tosses it back. Gets it to Martins, and again out of play. Foxboro also with 3 more division games after today. They will play Stoughton, Sharon, and Oliver Ames in that order before closing out their regular season against Dedham. And then they will prepare for playoff action. At this point, Foxboro looking to get themselves in position for a high seed. Their next win will be their 10th overall on the season. In position to get a win here this afternoon, up 2-0, with time starting to wear thin in the second half. Foxboro with a good chance. The defense in a bit of disarray in front of the goal. The ball ends up rolling towards the near side. A hard push for Foxboro. Emotions starting to show through here late in the second half. Milford gets the kick. Deflected down the near side. Poked away out of play by Robbie Lowy. Toss in from Martins. He finds De Silva in the corner. De Silva tripped up. The ball goes out of play, stays with the Scarlet Hawks. Check that, a goal kick for Foxboro coming up. The officials getting together here quickly. You wonder if they're making sure they're on the same page, and it looks like now they will award the corner kick. That looked to be the initial call from the official closest to our position here in the press box. So they get together, they give the corner kick. Iago De Silva sends it on the way, but it's deflected out of play. Last touch by Milford, so now Foxboro will get the corner kick. Goal kick, excuse me. Will be taken by Jeff Mello. Milford trying to win it. Deflected back towards midfield. De Silva trying to keep it in play. He will. Now out of play off of Teixeira for Foxboro. Now here's Borges. Self pass now sends it ahead. Offsides. Milford running out of time to mount a comeback here in the second half. They trailed 2-0. A goal scored in each half for the Warriors. Cello Pano loses control, trying to win it back. Ball deflects out of play. Milford will track it down. Foxboro, the #1 scoring team in the Hockomock League this season. Again, averaging over 2.5 goals per game. Franklin #2 in that category, followed by Canton, Oliver Ames, and Attleboro. That Franklin team, really the picture of consistency in this league. #2 in scoring, #1 in defense. Fortunately for these two teams, Franklin operating out of the Kelly Rex. Milford able to dump it in deep. Justin Borges with the push. Borges has had a good game. A couple of good looks on offense, very active out there. He seems to be all over the field. And really with the commitment that the Foxboro defense has had on Juan Quintero, the bulk of the good looks have come for the likes of Borges and also Iago De Silva. They have at times had 3 defenders draped around Juan Quintero throughout this game, not wanting to let the Scarlet Hawks' leading goal scorer beat them. High kick out past midfield. De Silva, Iago De Silva couldn't get there. Now jumps back into the play. He and Borges back and forth. De Silva trying to protect the ball and get the pass away to Borges. Streaking up the near wing, but Broken up by Foxboro. Trying to waste some clock late here in the second half. Warriors up by 2, 2-0 the score. Now here's Teixeira from the top of the box and in. Past the defense, and it looked like Mike Da Silva may have not even seen that one come in. He was frozen in place as that one went past into the back of the net. A goal for Devontae Teixeira, and now a 3-0 lead late in the second half for Foxboro. And the body language says it all for Milford right now, just more frustration. They have been shut out 5 times this season. And unless they can net some late goals here, en route to possibly their 6th shutout defeat. Good footwork by Joey Morrison, the freshman. Now up ahead for Riley Fleck. Into the corner. And they will award a yellow card. That yellow card going against John Martins of Milford. Martin's getting a word or two in before he heads to the sidelines.
Hey, do you know the time? Like, we'll be done. It's 4:48. I don't know what the game time is.
So kick coming up deep into the corner for Riley Fleck, and the save made by Mike Da Silva. You could hear now from the sidelines, 3 minutes to go. So we are right down to the wire. That is the first time indicator we've had throughout the second half. So Milford in full-on desperation mode. Here's Iago Da Silva. The no-look pass. Here's Borges trying to save it. Sends it out to the near side, looking for Juan Ruelas into the game. Foxboro with the toss in, looking to finish this game out with under 3 minutes to play. Ortolati couldn't keep it in play. Jonathan Torres will send it back in. Iago Da Silva goes down after the contact. He'll get the kick. A chance for Ruelas. A good look. He ends up going hard into the right post of the goal. And he is down. So we'll take the late injury timeout. 3-0. Foxboro with the lead here on Milford TV. Just into the game, he gets a scoring chance and he ends up face point into the net. Juan Ruelas, the junior, getting a chance to see the field here in the final minutes of the second half with Milford trailing Foxboro 3-0. Ruelas ended up with a good scoring chance, but could not convert and ended up going right into that right post of the Foxboro goal. Had to be attended to by the training staff, who have had a busy day here. Some hard plays at times in this game. Two physical teams going at it, but Foxboro with the 3-0 lead as we have just moments to go. Under 2 minutes to play at this point. Milford trying to hustle here to preserve what little time is left on the clock. A corner kick for Iago da Silva from the near side. On a line, directed back towards goal by Michael Haver, but the diving save was made. And now Foxboro will take their time on this goal kick. Milford hoping to get it back upfield. It would take a lot of effort with little time left on the clock for Milford to mount a comeback, and there will be no more time. There is the final whistle. So another frustrating day for the Scarlet Hawks team. They lose by a final score of 3-0 against Foxboro, and they will now need to win out the rest of the way for a chance to sneak their way into the MIAA tournament. So gut check time for the Scarlet Hawks moving forward. They will look to regroup in their next game, which will come up here at home next week. But that is all for us on the broadcast here this afternoon. For Rob O'Keefe on camera, I am Tim Coette. Your final score, one final time, Foxboro 3 and Milford 0. This has been a presentation of boys high school soccer here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.